All right, everybody. Oh, that's probably a really bad echo, but this is what we're going to have to do. I have not done a video in a few days, and because I have not done a video in a few days, this is going to be a long video. So I'm sorry, I'll try and get you caught up. I even have a list over here of things we're supposed to talk about, and maybe I'll break the video up into a couple of parts. Um, Today is the 18th of April. You guys have just celebrated Easter Sunday. I say you guys because Easter Sunday in Ukraine is next Sunday. So I still got a couple more days to get ready for Easter. I will tell you some of the reasons why I haven't made videos and what's going on, good, bad, indifferent. I do want to bring up an unsung hero if I can. Um, I'm in an apartment at the moment. I was able to get an apartment for myself. One of my friends has it and just remodeled it. And he's allowing me to stay here for free. So it's a little bit better being that sometimes I get back at 2 a.m, or sometimes I'm working at 11, 12 at night, and everybody else is trying to get some sleep because obviously the 7-hour time difference. I get to live my Ukrainian life all morning long, and then I work till like 1, 2 in the morning, which is like 6 p.m. New York time. So, and I don't want to wake up families that have children, so it's easier for me to be here alone. Also, it's another place where some of my friends that are serving can run out of bad areas and come back and have a place to stay. So that's good. But the unsung hero, I'm going to talk about grandma. Um, I don't know how to say this a different way. The house that I was staying at is my pastor's house. I was staying there, and he's got probably 20 something people from Zaporozhye, right? That is a place that is probably going to get hit next by the war. It's that center place between Kherson, Mariupol, Kharkiv, Donetsk, right? It's right in the middle there. So there, what's next? That's why they've kind of run away. And my pastor's name is Sasha. Sasha's mother-in-law lives with him. So already he's a saint. No, I'm kidding. And that lady has been so nice to me that when I've made it through my clothes, it doesn't take very long. I just have 4 shirts, 2 pair of jeans, 4 pairs of socks, right? And when I'm done going through those, I start them over again, right? And she's been so kind that I can just bring her down my dirty clothes. I give them to her, and I go off and do what I have to do all day long, and I come back, and they're sitting back on my bed, right? So she takes care of cooking for those 20 people. She takes care of doing their laundry, right? This is you'll never know her name. I don't know her name. Her name is Grandma, right? But I'm grateful for people like that are serving the people that are serving other people. So that's my unsung hero spiel. What's going on? Okay, so I think I said in one of the other videos that when I left, one of my routes, if you will, was going down to a place called Kherson. Now, I'm not allowed to go into Kherson, but I can get close to it. I can go up to the border of Kherson, and then someone comes out and grabs the stuff that I brought, and then he takes it in. And as a matter of fact, the last time that I went down there, I went to the border, and the gentleman that I was supposed to give it to, right, he was driving to me. He called me up, and he's like, Pascal. And then I hear bop, 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 bop. And then he says, I'm going to be late. I'm like, you're getting shot at. Yes, you should probably be late. So someone else actually took that route, and he went down there to Kherson. And unfortunately, he got captured by the Russian soldiers and was held for 3 days. Now, he's okay. I said this in another video. There's no problem. They didn't like beat him or torture him. They just held him for 3 days and let him go, and he's back safe with his family. However, my blue bus has got some holes in it now. So my little blue bus is down there, and I can't get to it. So I'm stuck without a car. Now, just imagine, again, being in Rochester, New York, because the city I'm in, Chernovsky, is the size of Rochester, and I don't have a car. So I have to walk everywhere. And imagine you live in Penfield and you have to get someplace downtown. Then you got to get something from Greece. You got to go out to Marketplace Mall. Then you got to go to Eastview Mall, right, to get the things you need to get so you can leave. And I have to do all that by foot, right? Or I have to take public transportation, right? Or I pay for a taxi, right? And then obviously if you're buying stuff, like I'm buying a significant amount of food and supplies, right? To put all this stuff in the back of a taxi, then have the taxi get to your house, and then make multiple trips from the taxi into your house. It's just not convenient at all. Not to mention that I am still running my business, and the 15th of the month is obviously tax day, right? And it is the last day that someone can sign up for health insurance, right, for the following month. Like if you want to get health insurance from May 1st, it had to be done by April 15th. So that was a pretty busy evening for me because not everybody waits to the last minute, right? Yeah, a lot of people wait for the last minute, right? So actually doing my work. Also, some other thing that I wanted to bring up that I have learned, as much as I love, and I really do love it. It's part of who I am. The long drives to get to these places that really truly need the help. Sometimes that's not it. Um, I was blessed that I took out some of the people in the morning to go to breakfast, to sit down and kind of make a plan for the day and say, you go do this and you go do this and you go do this so I can get more done. And they bought me breakfast. Like, I'm the one who the Americans are giving the money to, and I have more than you, and I have a job. So why are you guys buying me breakfast? And they said, we appreciate what you're doing. We're grateful for all the money that you have and the things that you're able to buy. But sometimes just sitting down and talking to you makes us laugh. And we haven't laughed in so long because of the stress that we have. So I forget sometimes that it's not about what it is that you can buy and what it is that you can give to the people. Sometimes it's that conversation. And I've been having more of those. My very, very good friend, Vadim, um, has had a month discussion. He's got, I think, 13 bread stores in Odessa, and he was able to make it out before all of this started. And he and his wife are living in a different place. Well, he has to decide, does he want his business to close because he hasn't been at his business in over a month? Or is he going to come back into Ukraine to help run his business? Because if he comes back in, he can't leave. So that's a fun counseling session. A guy with his wife and a daughter. Should he come back in so that he knows he can't get back out? How's his wife going to handle that? Are they going to agree to do it? What's his plan for the future? Is he going to come back in to serve, right, and then leave? Because he could have to serve in the military. If he comes back in, the draft is affected. If they call his number, right, he will have to serve. And if they call his number and he's out of the country, he can never come back in, because if he comes back in, he is wanted. He is a draft dodger and he will be penalized. So these are big decisions. Having to talk to him about that. Making the decision to buy a car. Could I scrounge up another car? Could I take one from somebody else? Can I use it? Is it, if I do get another car, is it good enough quality to make 13-hour drives? Remember, this is drives to New York City, drives to North Carolina, and then back again. So it's carrying stuff down and carrying people back, right? So that's not just any old car, right? And I don't want to spend the money. Is it something where I can get a good enough car that I can do that? And when I'm done, I can sell it and get the money back and give it to the Ukrainians. There's lots and lots and lots to consider. Also, I have something called a vidna жительства. You guys would call it a green card. Unfortunately, my green card ran out last month. So at the moment, I can only be in Ukraine for 90 days. I've already been here for somewhere around 40 something, which doesn't give me a whole lot more time left. And obviously, I'd like to stay here for a while and I'd like to come back a couple more times. So I have to go back into the system, right, and talk to the people and see if I can get them to renew my green card. Now, it's not my fault that it ran out. It ran out and their office was closed. So that's not my fault. So hopefully there'll be a way for me to get around that. But that is going to take up some time as well. I did end up getting a car, and I have to have it fitted for the refrigerator. But the blessing of that is I do have the insulin. So I have probably 4 liters of insulin that I can take to the hospitals that need it. Right? Another blessing along those lines is I did order another 400 of the tourniquets. And with the other tourniquets, you're going to have to, well, with the other tourniquets, the lady just called me up and said, hey, listen, you have your 400. You're going to come and get them? I'm like, I am on my way. I just don't have a car to pick them up yet, and I can't carry them on my back home. She says, well, there is a brigade of soldiers in Donetsk and Kherson that are looking for tourniquets, so we can obviously make more, right? Or you can donate yours to them. And I said, well, let's talk about this because I want to make packets for these soldiers with socks and with ponchos and with beef jerky and with chocolate and with these tourniquets and gospel track and John and Romans, right? Is there any way that I can deliver it to them? And she said, actually, that would be awesome. Here is their commander. I will tell him that you're bringing them, and he will let you into all the soldiers. So there's a win. I can bring these stuff to the actual soldiers that are fighting, not just the guys on the block post, whatever that is in English, the checkpoints. Yeah, the checkpoints, right? So that's a huge blessing. What else is going on? The warehouse full of stuff. Yeah, there's some things that have been making me a little bit angry around here. I don't know if you saw it in the news or not, but one of the places was bombed. It was a warehouse, and it was a warehouse full of humanitarian help. So somehow a couple of trucks of humanitarian help had come in, and they put it in a warehouse and didn't give it to the people, and the warehouse got bombed. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I came here rather than just sending it to the people, is because if you send it in Ukraine, you never know if it's actually going to get to the people who need it or not. I wanted to actually get to the hands of the people who need it, not at the top where everybody can just skim the good stuff off the top. The document. Oh, there is a pastor that is in Mykolaiv. And unfortunately, he did serve. Well, not unfortunately, he did serve. You're going to have to give me 1 second. I think I'm going to have to plug in my computer because I'm only at 1%. And I don't think I can pause this. So I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So he is a pastor in Mykolaiv. He did serve in the military, and because he did serve in the military, he has to go back to serve. But later on, he got a kidney problem. Not exactly diabetes, but he has problems with his kidneys that doesn't allow him to do those sort of things. The problem is in Ukraine, documents are very, very important. Documents on marriage, documents on children, documents on where you live. All these things are needed to get across the border. So he gave his packet of documents to his wife, and the documents that are with his wife are the ones that say that he is not fit to serve because of his kidney problem. So unfortunately, they have dragged him into service. And again, my friend Vadim, the guy who owns the bread stores, happens to be in Latvia, where his wife is. So Vadim will grab his documents, drive them down to Ukraine because he is coming back into Ukraine, right? And then I will grab the documents from him and take them to the pastor so he can get out of serving and go back to protecting his church, right? So that's a little bit of fun. And because of the bombing in Mykolaiv, all right, there's no water there. And again, this is connected with Vadim. I will drive down to Odessa with the stuff for these soldiers, and I will hand it out to the soldiers. And then he has a Sprinter van, so a larger bus that he is filling up with water because he happens to have 5 bread stores that are in Mykolaiv. So we're going to fill up the Sprinter van with water, take it in to get the water to his bread stores, and then have the people all meet us at his bread stores. We can give them all bottles of water to take home so they have something to drink, because you don't drink the water out of the tap, but it's all turned off anyway, right? So it just turns out we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This is what happens when you let businessmen try and run things. You don't just try and do one big thing. You try and do a lot of things all at one time. And I have to get into that Zaporozhye and Dnipro, so I can hopefully get a road out of there to here, because I really believe I'm kind of playing prophet here, but I really believe that's the next place that's going to get hit, and they need to know how to get from there to us, and we need to be prepared here for them to get to us. You saw my other videos where lots of people are coming back into Ukraine. I truly believe that that's because, well, there's 2 reasons. One, because everybody, when the war started, just ran, which is smart. You don't know what's going to happen. How big, how fast is this going to happen? So they all got out. Now that it's kind of slowed down and the Ukrainians kind of pushing the Russians back a little bit, some people can come back in. They're they're still safe. I don't know if I'm losing connection or not. Looks like it slowed down my stream. I'll keep going and see how this works out. Um, so again, like let's say there were people in Poughkeepsie. They heard there was a war going on, and they ran away to Canada. And then they found out that, oh, they're holding Brooklyn. They haven't made it to Manhattan yet. So then go back to Poughkeepsie because everything's okay. They still need a way to get out. Anyway, so I'm running at 15 minutes here, but those are just some of the things that have been going on here for the last 3 4 days. I didn't want to bother you with one of my videos on Passover and Easter because I'm sure you guys are talking to your families, but I will get back to doing my daily videos. All right, thank you again for your support. It really is needed. I mean, I just have to pay the gas bill, and imagine a church full of 100 and some 100 people. If you can imagine the electric bill and the heat of keeping all those people warm during the winter months, right? And having all those electric stoves going, right? Because people were heating their meals up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 500 people cooking their own meals. They had a basically a $1,600 electric bill. Oh, that is another huge act to it. But thank you